fiber, Today we are talking all about fiber. What the hell is fiber? Fiber is a carbohydrate found in plants that our bodies cannot digest because we don't have the enzymes for it, or we don't have the thing to break the fiber down to use as energy in our bodies. Interestingly enough though, fiber still has the ability to reduce our risk of heart disease. It can manage our blood sugar levels, decreases your risk of colon cancer, and help us manage our weight and lose a little bit of weight, but we'll get to that in just a moment. By now you must be thinking, well, what the heck? If our bodies can't break that down, then how the hell does it have the ability to offer us so many benefits if our bodies can't even digest it? I'm not gonna use all of the sciencey terms. We're gonna look at it in a very simple way to help you understand how fiber works and help you understand why the heck it's so important for our bodies and for our digestive systems. Yes, as I stated earlier, our own bodies cannot digest that fiber, but our gut bacteria, the things in here, they can. They're all for it, man. I want to keep things as simple as I can, but realistically, this is a very complex system. One thing leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, leads to another, and another, and another, and it's all over the place. Yes, fiber seems like this magical nutrient that our gut bacteria can process, but in reality, it's not just fiber. Fiber is just a piece of the puzzle. Let's break this down a little bit. So there are a couple different types of fiber. We've got functional fiber and we've got dietary fiber. Let's start with functional fiber. Functional fiber, it's meant to serve a specific function. It's made in a lab. It is derived from natural food sources like your fruits and your veggies, your legumes. I know half of you are like, what the hell is a legume? Tell you what, Google's my best friend. Let it be yours too. When you see fiber on processed food, more than likely that is functional fiber. In a simple way to think about it is what you get from your diet, but let's think natural diet. From your apples and bananas, and pears and peas, the list goes on and on and on and on. Within dietary fiber, you have a couple different categories. You have insoluble fiber and you have soluble fiber. Now, for your purposes as a consumer, you don't really need to know the difference, because if you're eating a balanced diet, or at least a diet with a lot of whole foods in it, you're getting each source of fiber. Sometimes it can be a little bit confusing to keep the two of these separate in your mind, so here's a really easy way that I like to think about it. Soluble fiber starts with an S, okay? So think soluble slows. What I mean by that is that soluble fiber actually mixes with water and creates this gel-like substance. Think of soluble fiber being small like this, and then when it mixes with water, it turns bigger. And let's say that's in your stomach. So it's going down your esophagus, it gets to your stomach, and then bam, it becomes a gel. Well, that's a lot in your stomach. Like, that's pretty big, right? Which means it's gonna be harder to move through your stomach, which means it's gonna stay in your stomach longer, which means you're gonna stay fuller for a longer period of time. That is awesome, because that means that you are less likely to overeat, feel hungry, eat less calories, which means you're going to gain less weight. And who doesn't want to gain less weight from the foods that they're eating, am I right? What's also super cool about soluble fiber is that it actually slows the rate at which sugar enters your bloodstream. So just the fact that increasing your amount of fiber can help regulate your blood glucose levels or your blood sugar levels, that's incredible. At least I think that it is. As far as insoluble fiber goes, it does just think the exact opposite. Soluble slows, and insoluble fiber does the opposite. So let's say if you're constipated, it's been a few days, you know what I'm saying? Then insoluble fiber, so it's really gonna help you move that through your digestive tract so that your digestive system can act a little more regular. And that helps reduce the chances of constipation, of diverticulitis, and of hemorrhoids. All right, let's get a little bit sciencey real quick. Don't worry, like I said, I'll keep it super nice and simple for you guys. So when our bacteria break down that fiber into smaller components, they actually create a byproduct that through a really long cascade of events, it ends up releasing hormones into your bloodstream that travel all over the rest of our bodies and tell it what to do. That helps us feel fuller for longer, kill colon cancer cells, improve our immunity, shrink fat cells, and so much more. Now I'm gonna stop there just for a second because I know you heard What was that you say, Letitia? It can shrink fat cells, you say? Yes. It essentially tells your body that it needs to use that fat rather than storing it for energy. And when we store it for energy, that's where we gain the flubber arms and the double chin. And that is how it helps you lose weight or manage a healthy weight, is because your fat actually has a function. It knows where to go, it knows what to do, and best of all, it's not just sitting on your body. Below, I also talk a little bit more about what the recommended daily intake for fiber actually looks like for both men and women, and what that would look like for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I don't give you a total breakdown as if it were a meal plan, so please don't be expecting that. But I just wanted you to get a better idea of how much fiber you really need to take in a day to have your daily recommended value of fiber fulfilled. Because surprisingly, most people in the United States only get about 50% of the fiber that they're supposed to every single day. And although you really want to get your source of fiber from things like fruits and vegetables, supplements aren't necessarily always a bad idea if you're not eating enough fruits and vegetables. Let's just be real with each other for a second. Just because you watch this video or just because you read this blog post does not mean that tomorrow morning you're gonna wake up, have an epiphany, and be like, hey, I need more fiber in my diet. So from here on out, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna get 20 to 40 grams of fiber every single day. That's just not realistic. You know it and I know it. So let's start somewhere where we actually have a better control over this until we build the foundation of long-lasting healthy habits to get us to the point where we are able to have enough fiber in our diet because we want to take care of our bodies and eat those whole foods every single day over all of those processed foods. Even I'm not that great at getting my daily source of fiber all the time, so yes, I do supplement a little bit of fiber. I don't know if you knew this or not, but the FDA in the United States of America actually only bans like 9 or 10 ingredients when it comes to anything that goes in or on your body. And supplements themselves are not regulated at all. So if you are looking for a supplement that has really high ingredient standards, higher than what we produce here in the US, please check out my resource below, because I have found a brand of fiber that I truly believe in, has made me more regular, whether you want to know that or not. Like I said, I'm just gonna be real with you. So if you have issues with being regular, like if you're not going to at least once or twice a day, basically every single time you eat, you're not regular enough and you need a little more fiber in your diet. So taking a supplement is not always a bad idea. If you're already getting enough fiber, then you don't want to overdose yourself, because that's never a good idea. We never want to overdose on anything, even vitamins, even minerals, even fiber. But what this all really leads into is how important our gut microbes are. A really great way to start taking care of your gut microbiome is just by getting enough fiber in the day. Especially if you're trying to lose weight, fiber is one of those things that's an absolute must to include in your diet. Really what the takeaway of this video is meant to be is to make you understand how important fiber really is in your diet. So if you have more questions on this, or you'd just like to chat a little bit more, please make sure to drop a comment, send me an email, send me a Facebook message. Instagram's my favorite platform. Well, that wraps it up for this video, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao.